Hey, welcome to Pause on Purpose. I'm Pastor Paul, and thank you for joining us. I heard one person tell me recently they like tuning in not only to catch what's going on at Pause on Purpose, but to see what kind of background we have. And one of the backgrounds we're going to have for a while are lighthouses. I love lighthouses. They're symbolic of Christ and all that Christ does for us. He guides us, He protects us, He leads us, and He coaches us. And most of all, He's always there. He never moves. And when we pay attention to Him, He guides us to safe harbors, right? Heaven. Well, this month we got a brand new word called unity, and I can't wait to share with you what God has for us. But for today, we're in the book of Ephesians where we're going to start, and then we're going to go back to the book of Proverbs to get wisdom to unfold this principle that we're talking about today. Now, book of Ephesians, real quick to give you an outline, 3 words, right? Sit, walk, stand. We are seated in the heavenlies, chapters 1 through 3. We walk worthy of all that God's done for us, chapter 4. And then chapter 6, we stand against the enemy. Sit, walk, stand. There it is, right there. And the Apostle Paul is writing to a group of new believers, kind of like our culture. There's a wide variety of groups and ethnic backgrounds and socioeconomic statuses. There's Jew and there's Gentile, and already you can see the conflict growing there, right? Sounds like our culture. There's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of wedges. And Paul is instructing them of their commonality and their unity, not in their culture, not in their nationality, not in their politics, but in Christ. And that's a message for all of us today. We've got to put aside those differences and come underneath the banner of Jesus Christ. The church must lead and show what true unity is in our culture. And then and only then, we will return to our platform and our culture. But for today, Paul tells us how to take care of that unity. In fact, he puts the burden on each and every one of us. My Bible's open to Ephesians 4, where he says, make every effort to keep yourselves united in the Spirit. That means to go out of your way. And there's 2 things that we can do to preserve the unity. On the proactive side, there's things that we can do that are good, that help us, like helping one another, encouraging one another, forgiving one another, right? Those are all good. But then there's some things that we probably shouldn't do that might cause disunity. In fact, we know they probably would. Well, for the next few days, we're going to go back to Proverbs and learn about some of those things that actually disrupt unity. And we'll pull some applications out of those. But for today, Paul tells us, make every effort to keep yourselves united in spirit. How? By binding ourselves together with peace. Wow. We haven't talked about peace yet. That's coming later on this year. But peace only comes when we accept Jesus Christ. Remember, and we did study in Ephesians 2 that Jesus Christ is our peace, and he breaks down every dividing wall. So we don't have to worry about the divisions. Those don't exist in Christ. I'm not saying we should absolutely deny them, but under Christ, he breaks down those dividing walls. In other words, all the things that our culture tries to use to divide us diminish in light of the person of Christ. There it is again. Right? The lighthouse. In light of Christ, no other light matters, right? If you're on a ship on a dark night or a foggy night, the only thing that matters is that foghorn coming from that lighthouse. You may not even see the light, but you hear the horn. And that's what you listen to get to your safe harbor. And today, Christ is sounding the alarm, the foghorn, if you will, of unity for the church. And it's up to us to preserve it. We can't wait for the other person to do it. We have to take the initiative. You and me, we have to take the initiative. That's our job today. So go with God because he goes with you. Take care.